I find myself in a perpetual state of platinum trophy stress disorder because I keep subjecting myself to the stressful pursuit of them. This time I had thrown myself into the demented world of Silent Hill with Bloober Team's remake of a Konami classic, Silent Hill 2. I had never played a Silent Hill game before this, so I figured that this was the perfect time to finally do so. I have always been a Resident Evil kid, and for some reason I just never got around to Silent Hill. It always seemed similar to Resident Evil from afar, however, but scarier. And a bit more serious too, perhaps. I mean, the main character of Silent Hill 2, James Sunderland, looks almost exactly like Resident Evil's Leon Kennedy, but after years of crippling depression. No, wait, George Stobart, that's who he looks like with that haircut and green jacket, but after years of being beaten up by a goat, I suppose. For once, I did not look at the trophy list at all before beginning my first playthrough, as I wanted to jump into this game completely blind. All I knew was that there were 43 trophies in my way to that glorious platinum trophy. The game opened with a nice walk through the forest, but this game never stayed nice. You see, the reason why James was on his way to Silent Hill was due to a letter from his deceased wife Mary telling him to meet her in their special place. Creepy! James didn't seem to know what this supposed special place was, however, so he had to go on a very dangerous journey to find out. At a cemetery on my way to the town, I met a woman named Angela, and there was just something off here that made me feel very uneasy. This is a game with some heavy themes, and Angela's story in particular really disturbed me. I got my first trophy when I arrived in Silent Hill. Enjoy your stay? Huh, I very much doubted I would. I took things nice and slow and explored the town cautiously. I found a radio that would alert me whenever enemies were nearby, which proved to be very useful. Since I didn't have the foggiest idea where to go, I got the You Never Know trophy for obsessively having attempted to open lots of locked doors around the town. After solving a jukebox puzzle at Neely's bar, I headed over to the Woodside Apartments and got the Nice and Cozy trophy as soon as I went inside. This place wasn't very nice nor cozy, however. In fact, it was pretty damn disgusting and creepy, with a man puking his guts out the entire time, a giggling little girl running around causing mischief, and this fucking guy. Of all the gaming characters that have a body part shaped like a pyramid, Pyramid Head's gotta be, like, my least favorite. The combination of the radio going apeshit over his presence and him just standing there watching me from behind a gate made me shiver. Navigating this derelict apartment block was pretty difficult, but I eventually found the 3 coins I needed to solve the puzzle in the reception area. My reward was access to room 201, where I witnessed a frightening cutscene with Pyramid Head. I then followed that cone-headed maniac into an otherworld version of the neighboring Blue Creek apartments, and earned a trophy. About an hour of fumbling around in the dark later, I stood face to face with Mr. Head again, but this time there wasn't a gate or a closet door to keep him away from me. I pretty much just stuck my tail between my legs until he got bored and left. I never would have thought that I would be happy about being out in this creepy, fucked up town again, but it sure beat being inside those nasty ass apartment buildings I just came from. Ugh, why, James? I encountered the girl that kicked the keys away earlier, who apparently knew Mary. But then she just ran off before James could learn more, which would turn out to be a recurring theme. I then moved on to the pier at the lake and met the mysterious Maria.
Mary? No. You're not.
Do I look like your girlfriend?
No, my late wife. I can't believe it. your face, your voice. You could be.
My name is Maria.
I then went and painted the town red with her, literally, as I got the blunt force trauma trophy for my 75th melee kill here. It was honestly nice to have a companion by my side in this town, but I just couldn't shake the feeling that this Maria person wasn't who she appeared to be. Like, why did she look near identical to Mary, but with blonde hair and blue eyes? And what was she even doing in Silent Hill? I figured I would find out eventually. In a nearby movie theater, I came across literal Eddie Gordo again, who was busy eating strawberry ice cream or something with his bare hands. This was honestly the game's most horrific moment. The little girl, Laura, was there too, but she ran off, again, so I followed the brat to the Brookhaven Hospital and got another trophy. I really wished I didn't have to go in there, however, because hospitals in horror games are always just awful. At some point within this frightening hospital of questionable sanitation and not-so-nursing nurses, I broke my 50th window, which earned me the Shattered trophy. I was blissfully unaware of the absolute horror I would have to deal with next.
See a fart face!
Laura! Laura!
This boss fight wasn't particularly difficult, but it was nerve-wracking due to the monster's constant surprise attacks. After defeating it, all I could ask myself was what the hell this gross thing was. Ah, a flesh lip. Yeah, I can see why. A short while later, I unlocked the No Big Deal trophy for my 75th firearm kill. When the time came to get the hell out of this hospital, Maria was killed by Pyramid Head, which made me sad. Outside in the rain, I was attacked by so many crawlers and bugs that I got the rest of the stomp kills I needed to pop the Merciless trophy. Events then led me to the Silent Hill Historical Society, where I, after appreciating some of the fine art in the place, spent what felt like minutes walking down a very long set of stairs. James got a decent workout, and I got a trophy. Things were going well, trophy-wise, but I was getting worried about James. I know he's depressed and all that, but damn, he just didn't care about anything. He would jump into a pitch-black hole or put his arm through one, no problem, and he also didn't mind injecting himself with random needles he found lying around. He was also a man of all trades, however, according to the trophy I got inside the Toluca prison for having killed enemies with 5 different weapons. At the beginning of the Labyrinth chapter, I had to take off my headset due to how freakishly frightening the sound design was. James seemed to have stumbled right into Angela's personal nightmare here in what I regard as the most terrifying part of the entire game.
Tell him I'll be good, please.
Angela? Angela, it's me.
No, please. Daddy!
It was time to kill the so-called Abstract Daddy. This boss fight was so damn scary as this grotesque monster kept chasing James throughout a disturbing nightmare version of Angela's childhood home. When James finally got him to his knees, Angela got the honors of finishing him off, and I got the Unforgivable trophy. I then met Maria again, who somehow was still alive. Or was she? I was beginning to get the impression that this woman was nothing more than a figment of James's imagination. At some point, while trying to find my way through the desolate area part of the labyrinth, I earned a trophy when I stumbled upon Pyramid Head's private crib. I couldn't wait to leave this dark labyrinth behind, but first I had to deal with Eddie. A guy that seemed to have deteriorated mentally every time that I had met him, so I had long suspected where this was going. I mean, I was pretty sure that the red substance that was splattered all over the door right before him wasn't the same as the red stuff he ate earlier. Considering Eddie's rotund frame, he was surprisingly quick and nimble and often managed to sneak up and attack me from behind, which was very stressful. I got a trophy when I killed him, but all the title of it did was remind me that this was a very sad ending to Eddie's tragic tale. Once I reached the Lakeview Hotel at the other side of Lake Toluca, I earned the Glimmer of Hope trophy.
This place hasn't changed at all in 3 years.
I spent a couple of hours trying to make sense of this hotel, where my main objective was to get to room 312, as that was where Mary and James stayed when they once visited Silent Hill. When I finally did, I learned the horrific truth about Mary's demise, and earned the truly special trophy. It was time to get the hell out of Silent Hill, but not before being put back in the other world one final time. I said my final goodbye to Angela here, who was surrounded by fire. Eddie, on the other hand, had died inside a cold room, and he always seemed to have a cold breath as well. What was James's element? Fog? Maria then got killed, again, this time by Pyramid Head ×2. Unfortunately, this meant boss fight time as they stood in the way of James's freedom. Just like I had predicted, this was a very tough fight, but once I had hurt the pair enough to disgrace them, they finished the job themselves. The final trial before finishing Silent Hill 2 was Mary, or whoever or whatever this was. This was a pretty difficult boss fight as I was running low on health and ammo at this point, and Mary's attacks were vicious. I eventually succeeded and got the That Part of Me trophy as my reward. Here at the end of my first playthrough, I got the In Water ending. In hindsight, this was pretty surprising as this ending apparently is one of the rarest of the game's numerous endings. I have no clue why I got the In Water ending, but supposedly being low on health for long periods of time counts towards it, and I sure was on the brink of death a lot. Before beginning my New Game Plus playthrough, I realized that I had done myself no favors by doing a blind playthrough the first time, as I now needed to juggle numerous balls at the same time for this playthrough. Not only did I have to keep an eye out for the miscellaneous trophies I had missed, but I also needed to collect all strange photos, memos, and glimpses of the past, and pay close attention to the requirements for each unique ending so I could earn them all from one save file. Plus, I wasn't allowed to use ranged weapons or the radio at all on this playthrough, and I needed to finish the game in less than 10 hours. Truth be told, I felt overwhelmed, so much so that I just wanted to, immediately turn around and just leave the damn place. Hey, what do you know? Got a trophy! At the cemetery, I collected a unique item required for the Rebirth ending that's only there on New Game Plus. And speaking of items that are exclusive to New Game Plus, I swear this thing was a godsend on this playthrough. The chainsaw was so effective against enemies that it effectively trivialized the whole no guns or radio bullshit, which gave me 2 fewer things to worry about. I still needed to remember to turn the radio off immediately after getting it though. I then got a trophy in the Woodside Apartments for shooting all of the balloons in apartment 207. As if James wasn't already a massive party pooper. The moment I met Maria, everything needed to revolve around her if I wanted any chance of getting the super elusive Maria ending. This meant, among other things, that I needed to make sure that Maria never got hurt and that I discovered as many optional conversations with her as possible. So I took her on a date around town, even if it felt very counterproductive to the speedrun I was attempting, but I figured I had enough time. I first took her to Pete's Bolorama for some fun and... pizza. And a trophy.
This town's full of monsters. Who could just sit here and eat pizza?
Well, Eddie, that's who. At Jack's Inn, I made sure to save Maria when she got attacked by an enemy, and I also made sure to reply as soon as she asked James for his opinion on her original Silent Hill 2 outfit.
Sure.
Not quite the ringing endorsement, but hey, I'll take it.
When I went over to the Baldwin mansion and grabbed the second item required for the Rebirth ending, I triggered another unique conversation with her. I felt that this date with Maria had been a success thus far, but I still wasn't guaranteed her ending. There are so many random little things that can determine whether or not you get it, such as which coin you pick at the end of the coin puzzle apparently, and looking at Mary's letter or photo is a total no-go supposedly. In the hospital, I made sure to visit her several times while she was napping, which gave me some unique cutscenes.
James, thanks for checking up on me. It's very sweet of you.
Working on this Maria ending had been such a hassle that I almost felt relieved when she got killed by Pyramid Head, so I could take a break from it. I know that sounds horrible, but damn it, I did not have time for all this crap. I did miss having her by my side when I investigated room 106 at Jack's Inn, however, for which I got my first trophy in a while. In the bowels of the labyrinth beneath Silent Hill, I made sure to visit Maria version 2.0 in her prison cell each time I returned to the Crossroads area. There was basically nothing more I could do at this point to ensure the Maria ending, only time would tell. And speaking of time, I was forced to waste lots of it for the Scourge of Toluca Lake trophy, which tasked me with spending 10 minutes out on the lake. It was only because I felt very comfortable with my overall time at this point that I didn't reload my save afterwards. Seriously, that chainsaw makes even speedrunning the game trivial. In the kitchen of the Lakeview Hotel, I went and inspected some bread for a trophy. Not sure why there is a trophy for doing this, but hey, I'll take it. With some hummus, please. In the Otherworld version of the Lakeview Hotel, I witnessed the 26th glimpse of the past, collected my 68th memo, and picked up the 26th strange photo for 3 wonderful trophies. I then skipped past Mary's corridor monologue as fast as I could, as that supposedly would add another point towards the Maria ending.
Why are you still here? I told you to go.
It was then time for the moment of truth. It was time to find out if all my hard work for this stupid ending had paid off. When Maria showed up in the final cutscene, I felt very relieved. And boy did that trophy feel good. And it came with 4 more. 1 for having completed New Game Plus, 1 for having done so without using firearms against enemies, 1 for not having used the radio, and 1 for having done it all in less than 10 hours. All I needed now was the 4 remaining endings, and the Platinum trophy would be mine.
Better do something about that cough.
For the Leave ending, I needed to load up my pre-boss fight save and spend a lot of time just staring at Mary's photo over and over again. After doing this for 10 minutes or so and making sure to hear the entire Mary monologue in the corridor, I figured it would be enough to make Maria resent James so much that I wouldn't get her ending again. And it worked! Up next was the Rebirth ending, which required James to have the Book of Crimson Ceremony, the White Chrism, the Obsidian Goblet, and the Book of Lost Memories in his inventory when he defeated Mary. I thought this was gonna be the game's happy ending, but I think happy is a foreign concept in Silent Hill 2. It was probably foolish of me to assume this game could end happily. I then loaded up my pre-room 312 save again and used the dog key I had created from 2 different parts on the observation room door right next to room 312.
Fuck ass shit. Nie macie być, prawda?
What the fuck did I just watch? And what is this music? What is happening? Anyway, who am I to ask questions? I got 2 beautiful trophies here. One for having gotten the dog ending, and one for having gotten all the classic endings. All I had left to do now was whip out the blue gem I had stolen in a specific location for the 4th time inside room 312 and witness an ending even more bizarre than the dog ending. I had no idea what I was looking at here, but I didn't care. The platinum trophy was mine. This was a scary platinum trophy to hunt, not just because Silent Hill 2 is a terrifying game, but also because getting all those endings is a lot of work, with a bunch of uncertainties due to the hidden point system. Still, I had a fun time collecting all of the trophies here, and I'm happy that I finally got to play a Silent Hill game. Now I just want to dive into all the lore of this game, as there are so many things I have yet to understand about it. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.